Hello and welcome to what I think is week 16. To be honest, I think I've lost count, but I'm pretty sure we're around about week 16. And I know also on the programme, if you were trying to work out vaguely where we are, if we were actually doing a proper mindfulness-based stress reduction or mindfulness-based cognitive therapy course, we're kind of around about week 4, going on to week 5. But we're also today looking ahead to what comes after. So today really we're doing a session setting an intention again to explore what it means to accept, to allow, to be the compassionate observer, and to practice stepping out of that impulse to do things or to fix things, and just practicing what is it like not to do anything at all, rather just to be the observer, to be the witness as things are allowed to unfold in their own way. Sometimes takes a little bit of courage, and sometimes takes a bit of practice. Takes a lot of awareness of where is the mind going? Is there judgment? And is there always that impulse to fix things? And being kind. Because being aware of that second arrow, oh, there I was, sitting with what was arising. And then I had this awareness of things not being the way I would like them to be. And then I went on my little train of thought of how I could make things better, how I need to work harder, how I need to get more sleep, how I need to eat less, how I need to be more healthy, get more exercise, read more books, do whatever your brain has told you you have to do in order to be a better person. Just take a pause. What is going on? Where is your mind taking you? And how is it making you feel? Because our thoughts are not really facts, and our emotions are just events. They arise and they fade. But what is true is that if we trigger a certain train of thought, we can be taken into a vicious circle of negativity and self-judgment, and before we know it, we're reacting, and then the actions that we take come out of a distorted perspective. So what we need to practice is being aware of what is actually really here. And to demonstrate the point, I have here my apple, and I have my chocolate, because here I am sitting aware that things are just not quite right. My life just doesn't sit right. I'm aware that I need something. Something is not there that I need. So going to my knee-jerk reaction, chocolate. If I take this chocolate, it's going to make me feel better. Gotta have some of that chocolate. All of it? Why not? The more I eat, the better I'm going to feel, right? But then, there's the apple. It's lots more healthy. Maybe if I eat this, I'm going to be a bad person. All that chocolate, really bad for me. Not very healthy. I should have the apple instead. Because if I eat the chocolate, that makes me a bad person. And if I eat the apple, that makes me a better person. Maybe I don't need to eat them at all. Maybe I could just read a Star Trek novel instead. Who knows? Anyway, let's just get into getting to know who we are in the moment authentically. And then perhaps you can work out if actually in this moment, if I was to eat this chocolate, maybe that's okay. Just enjoy eating the chocolate, as long as you do it mindfully, as long as you do it without judgment, as long as you eat your chocolate aware that this is what you're doing, and aware of the feelings that it brings up, and aware of the sensations. And yeah, you know, if you want to eat more chocolate, why not? Dig in. And if you want to eat your apple, why not eat the apple? Delicious. Just be with that moment. Isn't that what mindfulness is all about? So, are we ready for our meditation? Before we go into the meditation now, I'm going to ask you all this week to come up with some ideas. Oh, I'm going to have more of that apple. I'm really enjoying this apple. Mindful moments. Just talking about eating this apple. As you've gone through the last few weeks, and if you've been here from the beginning, 4 months, even if you're just joining us a few weeks ago, even if you're just joining us today, even if you've just practiced eating an apple in awareness, what do mindful moments bring to your life? Day by day, minute by minute, what does it bring to your life when you are present mindfully? So ask yourself that question. If you're keeping a journal, maybe just jot those ideas down. If you've already kept a journal, perhaps just having a notice of how being mindful has resonated with your life. Has it changed things? Has it made you more aware of things? Maybe nothing's changed at all. Maybe you are already a divine Buddha. Who knows? Even a divine Buddha has mindful moments and is aware of what that brings to their divine enlightened being. So think about it. What has mindfulness brought to my day, to my weeks, to my life? And then secondly, sharing that love, okay? Being someone who is already practicing mindfulness, what aspects of that mindful practice have you found most useful as we've gone through the last month or so? And with that awareness, would there be anything that you would then share with other people and say, yeah, you know, mindfulness, whatever way you meet it, whatever road you're traveling, in your own way, making it your own practice, mindfulness will bring something to your life. So what has it brought to you? What have you found useful? I'm going to now practice not eating the apple, letting things be, sitting with knowing that the apple is right there, but I'm not going to eat it. I'm not going to go diving in. I'm just going to sit with it. I'm going to let it be there, and I'm going to explore how that feels. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this meditation. The meditation comes a little bit from Jack Kornfield. I stumbled across this a few days ago, and I thought that's just perfect for what we're going to do today. So we are going to go straight into this meditation. It's a meditation where we are going to practice being like an open sky. At the moment, looking out the window, the sky out there is clear blue. It's beautiful. It's a spring afternoon on the Côte d'Azur. The sun is now just about over there. It's not ahead of me anymore. It's just heading, I suppose, towards the western horizon. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Still got a good 2 and a bit more hours of sunlight left. So the sun's not low, but it's just kind of heading that way. And the sky's gentle and blue. Not that really deep azure blue of Mediterranean summer yet. More of a kind of gentle, pale pastel blue of a lovely spring afternoon. So we're going to practice being an open sky. Okay, I'm very lucky where I live. I've got a beautiful view down the valley, a big open sky. So just imagine that big open perspective and being able to look far into the distance, to be able to look down on what's happening, not part of the world below, but the observer of the world below. So here we are up here, and here is our body, our thoughts and our feelings. We're very aware of what's going on, but we're up above them, observing like the big vast consciousness of the open sky. Okay, as we do this, setting our intentions, being open to whatever arises in the meditation, so no attachment to outcome, but setting an intention for what is going to be explored during the practice. Exploring, just being with whatever arises, just sitting there, letting it do its own thing and observing it, letting things arise and fade in their own way. Whatever feelings I have right now about not being able to enjoy my apple, I'm sure those feelings are just going to do their own thing throughout the meditation. They'll arise, they'll fade, new things will appear. Cultivating the compassionate observer, right? Let's just imagine I'd eaten my chocolate instead of my apple, and then I was sitting there with the I ate my chocolate thoughts. Well, be compassionate. Maybe that's exactly what you needed in this moment. Be compassionate with what arises. If there's judgment, and of course there will be, we've always got that judging mind, recognizing it and saying, okay, there's judgment. Right now though, let's just push that judgment to the side. Let's get back into what's below the judgment, what's truly here. If I get rid of the judgment and I just say, okay, whatever it feels like, good, bad, difficult, easy, uneasy, I'm going to be with this and I'm just going to explore it. Okay? Then we have, of course, the wandering mind. Every time your mind wanders, because it will, this is an open awareness meditation, notorious for your brain wandering, for your mind getting lost in thought, for little stories developing. Before you know it, half the meditation's gone. But there's that moment of awareness. Well done. Well done for coming back into awareness, being aware that you were lost in your story. Celebrate that and bring yourself back into this time open awareness, sitting as that open sky. What's going to arise next? What's here right now? What's alive in me, in my body, my thoughts, my feelings? And let's just observe them. Okay? And as I said before, bringing exploration, curiosity, beginner's mind. Okay, we're not intending to achieve a certain outcome. We don't want to achieve a certain state. We're not wanting to make ourselves feel better. We're simply exploring what is here in the meditation. And if in a way you could bring this back to rain, the practice that we've talked about in the past, R for recognizing what is here, A for accepting it and allowing it, in order for I to investigate in authentic presence what is actually really here, without judgment, or at least in awareness of judgment, trying to push that to the side and come back to facing, maybe even with courage or with curiosity, but always with kindness, what is actually here. And that will lead us very nicely as we move ahead towards N, because once we have met ourselves in the authentic moment and we've gone below those old thought patterns and those old beliefs and those old assumptions, and we clear them out of the way, and we are here with what is actually really here and the true self in that present awareness, you're going to be amazed at what you find perhaps about yourself, things you never knew, strengths maybe that you never thought you had, or even vulnerabilities that you've never been willing to face up to. Whatever you find, that then leads you to an authentic awareness of N, of rain. N for your needs that will be nurtured, that will be nourished, and a true, authentic way of then making choices about how you want to respond to either your own inner needs or to whatever arises in the ups and downs of life. Right? Remembering to surf those waves. Okay, are we ready to get into the meditation? I've got a poem for you as well. The poem will arrive in the middle of the meditation, and I have my little ding dong bells here, so we're going to get started into the meditation. When I ring the bells, I'm going to just invite you to adopt your normal posture for meditation. Remembering this can be sitting or lying or standing, as long as your posture embodies awareness, as long as your posture is about a sense of being alert, of falling into embodied awareness, of dignity. Okay, so here we go. Dropping into awareness by adopting a posture for meditation that brings a sense of alertness and dignity and embodied awareness. Bringing attention to all those parts of the body that are in contact with the ground or the surface. And in your own way, exploring any sensations of pressure. Perhaps there are parts of the surface that are hard and solid, and perhaps there are parts of your body that are in contact with the surface that is soft and cushioned. Exploring maybe how they feel. Bringing awareness to any sensations of contact in the feet or the legs, the pelvis and the back, maybe also the hands, wherever bits of your body are in contact with each other or with the surface. Bringing a sense of being grounded and stable. And then running a very quick body scan, checking out for any areas of tension or holding. As you're settling into meditation, you might find tension in the toes or in the ankles or in the knees. You might be aware of muscles that are tense in the thighs or the pelvis. You might be aware you need to bring a sense of relaxed dignity to your spine or your shoulders, or even to your neck. So, dropping into awareness, and if you find any tension, breathing in to those muscles or those areas of holding, and then using the out-breath to soften and to let them go, and to drop into awareness of the breath. Dropping into awareness of the breath wherever you feel it the strongest in this moment. Might be in the belly, or in the chest, or in the nose, or perhaps somewhere else today. And beginning as always by bringing awareness to the physical sensations of breathing, just as it is becoming the observer to the body breathing all by itself. In this, not changing anything, not trying to achieve a certain state of being, simply observing the breath as it is today. Whether it be fast or slow, shallow or deep, tight or relaxed. Just noticing what's alive in the breath right now. And as always, practicing following the physical sensations of a few in-breaths. Exploring how it feels to breathe in and all the sensations of expansion in the ribs, the movement of the diaphragm, and the air coming in through the nose. All those movements together. And because as the observer we have the choice where we put our focus, practicing now, exploring the sensations of the out-breath. The sensations of the rib cage relaxing, of the diaphragm rising. Perhaps even sensations in the belly as the breathing affects the organs like the liver or the stomach or the intestines. Maybe also exploring the out-breath through the warm air leaving the nose. And then expanding awareness, playing again with just a curious focus. What's it like now to hold the full breath in awareness, the full breath in and the full breath out. And following the rise and the fall of the breath, as if you were following the rise and fall of the waves on the ocean. What are those waves like today? Nothing else to do. Nowhere else to be. Becoming the observer. And using the breath as an anchor to whatever is alive in you right now. Noticing the experiences in the body in this moment. Checking in with the heart rate maybe, or the temperature of the skin. Checking in again with any muscles that are holding or tense. What's happening in the gut? Anything going on in the neck or the brow? noticing what's going on with the hands and the fingers. Or maybe you're aware of some other present physical sensation that's drawing your attention. Whatever's here, that's okay. This is a meditation where we practice allowing things to be exactly as they are. And we're becoming the observer. But as an observer, with curiosity, with a sense of playfulness, with a sense of exploring. What is alive in me right now? What does it feel like? What are the sensations? And maintaining an open awareness of whatever arises in the body. Maybe awareness of sounds around you. And very possibly emotions arising. And possibly even thoughts that are triggered. Whatever is here. Observing with curiosity, and then returning to open awareness. Maybe the same thing comes back again. Maybe something new arises. Whatever is here, it will rise and it will fade in its own way. And you are the observer. And you're watching all of this from your big open sky, like you're watching the weather. And sometimes every time you look at the weather, it's exactly the same. So just explore what it feels like to be with that weather again. And sometimes, from moment to moment, the weather changes. And if that's what's happening with you, then just explore that. Whatever is new in each new moment. And remembering whatever arises, just trying to notice it and acknowledge it and recognize, here is thinking, or here is a sound. But trying not to go down any rabbit holes, just aware that there's a particular type of thinking. Here is worry. That's interesting. And what does the worry feel like today? What goes on in my body when I recognize this worry going on in my head? What thoughts does it bring up? Where does it take my mind? Well, now I've observed that, let's just drop back into open awareness and see where I go next. There's the ticking of a clock. What does that sound like? What qualities does that sound have? And as I listen to the clock, where does my mind go? What emotions am I aware of? And in awareness of those physical sensations, in awareness of what's going on in your body, of the feelings and the thoughts, noticing that there is awareness itself, noticing that there's an awareness of awareness, that there is a consciousness observing all of these experiences. And turn your attention towards this awareness itself, becoming that observer, a witness, a consciousness, a being with whatever is alive in this moment. Let your mind be like a vast open sky, like a great vast field of consciousness. Just imagining in your mind's eye that big open sky, your spacious awareness, almost infinite. All that perspective, all that space. And in this field of consciousness, the breath breathes all by itself. And the sensations of the body that you're feeling right now and that you're exploring right now, they're going to rise and fade and float on by eventually, just like clouds in that big vast open sky. And in this open sky of loving awareness, those thoughts, those emotions, those images, those sounds, as you watch them, whatever you find, be it pleasant or be it unpleasant, whether you're sitting with ease or maybe you're sitting with difficulty. Remembering that these thoughts and these emotions are just events, and that they will rise, but they will also fade, and they'll go on their own way. We don't have to do anything. Just be the observer. And as the observer, whatever arises, even unexpected things, just ask yourself with curiosity, what is alive in me right now? Maybe it's different from 5 minutes ago. Maybe it's the same. Whatever is here, saying to yourself, it's okay. Whatever is here, it's okay. And it's okay to allow myself to be open to this. It's okay. It's okay, whatever is here. It's okay to allow myself to be open to this. And as things arise, using the breath to breathe in, to bring a focus, an awareness, a curiosity. And perhaps also using an out breath to soften, to bring gentleness, to bring kindness, and to open up your awareness just that little bit more. Whatever you find, maybe even just bringing a little smile to your lips. Sometimes the things that run through your mind, they're like well-worn shoes, and you meet them like old friends. You meet them with kindness. You meet them with love and with acceptance. Whatever they have in their own little eccentricities, that's okay. Whatever you find within yourself, bringing that same kindness, it's okay. Whatever is here right now, it's okay to allow it and to be open and to explore it and to befriend it. And even to bring a bit of love. And when you're aware, because it's a when, not an if, when you're aware that you've gone way off into thought, you've been caught up in a little story, you've been playing over in your mind a little scenario, you've been rehearsing a conversation, or you're way lost in memories, or wherever your mind has taken you. Now that you've come back into awareness, just celebrate that. Celebrate coming back into mindful awareness and opening the mind and observing whatever is here in this new awareness right now. And just allow whatever's here to get on with doing its own thing. And you just be the observer, watching it, going on its own way. Whatever will unfold, that's okay. And whatever is here, you're always safe. Even if what you're experiencing might be new or difficult or frightening. Maybe you're not used to allowing those things to surface, or sitting with those vulnerabilities or those doubts. Maybe it feels a bit strange to be turning towards these with love. Just remember, Whatever is here, you are not those thoughts. They're just events that are going through your mind. And you're not your feelings. Your feelings are just chemical reactions happening in your body right now. And you're not even those sensations. Those sensations are happening in your body as you observe it, but they are not who you are. You are the observer. And whatever's here, in your body, in your thoughts, in your emotions, of course they're going to rise and they're going to fade. But they're going to do it in their own way. And you are the vast, loving awareness. You are the open sky of consciousness. And you in your awareness, you're receiving all of these things as they arise and they pass. Doing so with that sense of vast spaciousness, curiosity, and fresh perspective. What is alive in you right now? Observing with spaciousness and warmth and acceptance. And in this loving awareness, you are your true self. You are truly present. You are already whole, and you're already complete, and you're already wise. And so continuing this practice, while I read you this poem, and continuing in your awareness of being aware and observing whatever arises with acceptance and curiosity and love. The poem is called The Way It Is, and it's by Rosemary Watola Tromer. Over and over we break open. We break and we break and we open. For a while we try to fix the vessel, as if to be broken is bad, as if with glue and tape and a steady hand we might bring things to perfect again. As if they were ever perfect, as if to be broken is not also perfect, as if to be open is not the path towards joy. The vase that's been shattered and cracked will never hold water. Eventually, it will leak. And at some point, perhaps we decide that we're done with picking our flowers anyway, and we no longer need a place to contain them. We watch them grow just as wildflowers do, unfenced, unmanaged, blossoming only when they're ready. And my God, how beautiful they are amidst the mounting pile of shards. And so, coming back into awareness of the sounds around you, and coming back into awareness of your body in the space around you, and recognizing your practice, and coming back to the body grounded and breathing all by itself, and recognizing yourself as the compassionate observer, and recognizing that kindness and that compassion, and recognizing that in your embodied awareness you are wise. And then perhaps taking a moment to stretch, because stretching feels so good after you've been meditating. Maybe a little yawn, depends. Maybe a yawn just wants to come out. Bringing awareness of this transition from meditation into a more kind of day-to-day awareness. And also bringing that sense of allowance and acceptance and openness to whatever arises into the rest of your day. And as you go forwards in your day, taking this practice into perhaps an exploration of how does mindfulness change your relationship with life's ups and downs and your relationship with yourself. Maybe set yourself some intentions. Be open to what arises. Be open. Just be open to any outcome. Thoughts are not facts. Your emotions are just events that arise and fade. And if you want to, am I going to reach for my apple or my chocolate? If you want to understand what your real, authentic needs are, then you have to be open to meeting yourself in the real, authentic moment. So that's the practice. Step back, develop that fresh perspective, remembering that what arises is just like watching the weather, and when you see those clouds on the horizon, you can be prepared. Things don't catch you by surprise. So if you see that the weather's changing, maybe you can recognize this is the beginning of an anxiety episode or a depressive episode, or maybe just stress is present in your life, or you're feeling a bit low. Recognizing that and being aware then, just as you would with the weather, there's some clouds, I can feel a change in the weather, I might put a coat on or I might get my umbrella ready. If you're aware of what's going on in your mindscape and your moodscape, you can meet that in the authentic moment of meditation and of mindful awareness. Then you can be more measured in how you respond to whatever arises in life, the ups and the downs. And so, enjoy the rest of your day.